The little town of Flowerville had very nice weather most of the time, but sometimes at night it could get really windy and make quite a mess. The windy winds didn't usually cause much damage, but when they blew really, really hard, accidents could happen. On a particularly windy night last spring, the winds knocked down the power lines at the train station on Rose Street. That wasn't all, though. There were some really, really strange things that happened that night that you won't believe until you see them for yourself. It wasn't until early in the morning that the emergency calls started coming in.
It's okay, Squirt. The wind can't hurt you in here, and I'm sure it'll stop blowing pretty soon. I mean, it can't keep this up forever, can it?
He always barks when it's windy.
That's because Squirt is afraid of the wind.
Well, I still think that's silly. Come on, Squirt. Don't be a scaredy cat. Nothing's gonna happen to you inside the firehouse. What in the blazes was that?
I think he's trying to tell us something. Don't you, Tip?
I think he wants to go out.
Someone give him a biscuit.
Squirt, be quiet, noisy dog.
Something has him very excited.
Maybe we should let him out and follow him.
Without warning, Chief McSpeed appeared in the firehouse doorway and quickly told the fire trucks that the lines at the train station had been blown down indeed, and Squirt was trying to warn them about it.
I'll get my ladder at the ready so I can save a child or teddy.
Good day, Mrs. Worrywart.
Hey, Mrs. Worrywart.
Hi, Mrs. W.
Hi, Mrs. Worrywart. No need to worry.
Firefighter Bo secured one end of the broken line while firefighter Oscar secured the other. The electric company turned off the power and the emergency was soon over. Everyone was safe and Squirt was a hero. that wasn't the last of the emergencies that day. The fire trucks and the firefighters were busy all afternoon, fixing the messes the windy winds had created.
I just got a call from Farmer Noggenbonker. He sounded pretty excited about something.
How much you want to bet his cat is up the tree again?
He should tie up that cat.
Silly, you don't tie up a cat. You tie up a dog.
Well, who made up that rule?
I don't know, but imagine trying to go for a walk with a cat on the end of a leash.
I can imagine all kinds of things. Cats on a leash, birds wearing hats, dogs reading books, mice...
Across town at Farmer Noggenbacher's flower farm, the winds had caused another problem, and the old farmer was quite puzzled by it. He was staring at the big tree in front of his house and talking to himself.
I'll tell you, it was the strongest, most windy wind I ever did see. For here, it was loud, too. Made a sound like a train racing past.
Just then, Commander and Pete arrived.
I told you, didn't I tell you, it's the cat. Come down out of that tree, you silly cat.
Commander, you're only partly right.
What do you mean?
But look up and you'll see.
It seemed that Farmer Noggenbacher's favorite cow, Clara, had been blown right up the big tree and was stuck there.
Moo. Moo.
I never imagined a cow in a tree.
It was a really, really strong wind.
We're going to need help to get that cow down.
Moo.
Commander got on his radio and called for help. Blakey soon arrived and carefully hoisted her long ladder high above the trapped cow. Poor Clara was very scared, but she trusted the firefighters and fire trucks, and they soon had her safely on the ground again.
Rescuing a cow from a tree is an odd thing to do.
I could imagine a sheep or a goat or even a mouse, but not in a tree. Better a house. A cow up a tree? That seems silly to me.
Me too.
Moo.
Moo? Do you think that means anything?
It means thank you in cow talk.
Well, you're welcome, Mrs. Cow.
Now that Clara was safe on the ground where she belonged, the fire trucks headed back to the firehouse to get some very needed rest after a long, busy day.
Before I forget, I have an apology to make to Squirt.
So do I. We thought you were a scaredy cat and afraid of the wind.
But you were really just trying to warn us about the electrical wires. Squirt, you are the bravest firehouse Dalmatian in the world.
And our very best friend, too.
So never, never stop barking.
Unless you start talking.
That was good.
Thank you.